Hey everybody, welcome to the Real United States and welcome to another of our Q&A segments which I'm contemplating dubbing Q&A USA. What do you think? Tell me down in the comment section. I think it's got a real ring to it, don't you? So we don't have a lot of questions this week, but I'm going to try and make hay out of what I've been sent. And I'm going to do them, kind of in reverse order here, since that's just the way that makes the most sense logically. Let's jump right into it. My first question, and it looks like but I know who this is from. This is from either Kimi or Kimmy, Kimster or Kimster. I'm not sure if the I has an E sound or an I sound to it. I think it's Kimi Kimster, but I don't know. Anyway, hi, and thanks for the question. And the question is there a chance of a vid of some typical American high school? Short answer, no. But I'll explain. And first of all, if you are interested in this sort of thing, I definitely recommend go down through our videos and look at episode 75. Now, episode 75 was shot in the high school that I graduated from, and it was actually hosted by my granddaughter, Elizabeth Campbell, and it's all about music education in America, and it was an interview with the, at the time, band director of the high school band there. And so we did do a piece at a high school, but it wasn't, a general piece about kids and interactions in high school. There are insurmountable problems with trying to do that. One is, schools are largely secure facilities here in the United States. So it would take an enormous amount of permissions and whatnot to even be able to get in to film this sort of a thing. And rightfully so. We take the protection of our children here in the United States very serious, and it's a good thing. And so it would take a lot of paperwork and interviews and whatnot to be able to get to do this. It's beyond our scope at this time. But there's a greater problem with it than that. It's not just that it would be so much work, it's a thing called the observational effect, which is often confused with Heisenberg's uncertainty principle, but it's actually a different thing. And it's the fact that in science, the act of observing a phenomenon changes the phenomenon. And you can imagine how a bunch of high schoolers would react very differently with a film crew around than they would in their day-to-day business of going to school. It would be more effective for someone who's in high school here in the United States to undertake this project. And perhaps they have. I mean, there's billions of videos here on YouTube, and this is just outside of the scope of the real United States. I'm sorry about that, but I hope I've answered your question satisfactorily. So, but thanks for writing it in. If you got more questions, write them in. I said I would try and answer anything that was sent to me. I'm not always going to give the answer maybe you want, but I am trying to answer everyone's questions, so thank you. Felix Molchinski. Felix, a longtime viewer, subscriber. Felix, how you doing? He's up there in Quebec, in Canada. And Felix noticed that when we did the series here recently on the embassies, the foreign embassies here in Washington, D.C., that when we entered the Italian embassy, they gave us this little thing, and it was I don't know what exactly you were supposed to do with it. You fill it out somehow, and it gave you a chance to win a trip to Italy. And he was wondering if I had participated in that. No, we did not. We were very, very busy that day. It was a run and gun from one embassy to the next. There was a lot of travel, a lot of traffic. It was hot. We were tired. We worked very hard that day. So unfortunately, Felix, we did not get to participate in the drawing to win a trip to Italy. It would have been nice. I'm sure that Beverly would have been more than happy to have me take her to Italy on somebody else's nickel especially. But no, we didn't participate in that. But good catch. Good catch. Thanks, Felix. Now I've got a series of questions from a new friend. This is from DIY Travel Show. Charles, I'm going to stumble with your last name. It's Hung, I believe, H-U-N-G. I would pronounce that Hung. Charles, thanks for reaching out to us with your questions. Thanks for writing in questions for this segment. And I'm looking forward to a long-term working relationship together, friendship, whatever. It's great to get to meet you guys. I'm sorry that I can't think of your videographer, your partner's name there. But hello to you as well. And again, I apologize. There's just too much in my brain right now to try and remember everything. That's why I've got my printed notes here for the questions. I just printed out the questions as they came to me. Last question first. Moments before I sat down to film this Q&A USA, Charles had sent me another question about the expenses involved in producing a YouTube channel. And first thing I want to tell you is, Charles, go ahead and monetize your videos. Get your partnership set up if it isn't already. Monetize the videos. It doesn't matter if you don't have a lot of content. It doesn't matter if you don't have a lot of subscribers. Get it done now. People will become accustomed to the fact that you run ads as, you know, part of the doing business on YouTube. Go ahead and do it. Yes, I pay for all of this out of my pocket. Yeah, we don't make any appreciable amount of money on YouTube at this juncture. And it cost me literally thousands of dollars to produce this show. So all of this comes out of my pocket from my regular day job. And I work a regular 40-hour-a-week day job as a writer. And so, yeah, the gasoline, the accommodations, the travel, food, the video equipment, the fees to get into anything, whatever it is, it comes out of my pocket, always has. We have had a couple of people donate a small stipend just to help support the channel. And I've been very thankful for those times, although it's been quite some time since anyone has. We never ask for those. I make that's available. You see on our page that, you know, hey, you can donate to this, but it's not anything we ever ask for. If people want to support the channel, we're glad to have the help, but that's at their discretion. So yeah, this is an incredibly expensive endeavor to get going, and you have to do it because you love doing it. This is not, you aren't producing a television show that has, you know, ad backing up front that advertisers committed to with large sums of money. You do this because of the passion that you have for what you're doing, because you believe in it. If over time you become successful and you make a profit at it, you can make a living, do it full time, that's a wonderful thing. But that's not the reason to do it. And there's about 1 million plus videos out there that will tell you the same thing. If you're doing this for the money, you're in the wrong business, because you will make more money working a regular second job part-time than you will doing YouTube. So yes, I pay for all this to this day out of my pocket. Now, Charles also wants to know where I find the time to produce all these great episodes. And I appreciate the fact that you think that we make great episodes. We certainly try to do the very best we can. We try to constantly get better. You don't find the time. You make the time. There are a finite number of hours in the day, and you have to sleep some of them. You have to keep body and soul together. You have to work. You have to whatever, eat. And what's left, you make decisions about what you're going to spend that on, whether it's entertainment or spending time with family and friends, or fishing, or playing sports, or playing video games, or whatever it is you're going to do. And so Bev and I, we do this. We work, and we sleep, and we do video, and that's about it. So all of our free time, pretty much, it's a Wednesday, Tuesday evening. I'm going to post it on Wednesday morning. And I'm got home from work, and I went on to the computer, and I checked my messages and tried to answer people, and caught up on the videos of the people that I follow. And now I'm filming rather than eating dinner or watching television. So that's where the time comes from. And he also wants to know how long do I take to film, edit, and everything in between. This question came up before about how much time I have collectively spent. On an individual episode, which will run, well, statistically, about between 9 and 11 minutes. We will spend anywhere from 1 to 4 hours in editing that, in all the post-production, the editing, the lower thirds, if it's got sound, the sound production, if there's music, the music, those things. Obviously, the ones that have music take longer because I'm trying to match just the right music with just the right mood. Filming, we'll shoot, what do you think, dear? We shoot 2, maybe 3 times the number of minutes. Yeah, 2 or 3 times the number of minutes of video that actually appear on air. And then there's travel time. Now, travel time on a typical episode is, I don't know, it'll be 3, 4, 5 hours. It's not uncommon for us to be gone on a filming outing for 10 hours, 12 hours. But, an 8-hour day is, I suppose, statistically average. So on a typical weekend, we might shoot, on average, 8 hours on Saturday and 8 hours on Sunday. And then there's the editing time on top of that. Especially if we're shooting multiple episodes, we'll easily spend 2 8-hour days on a weekend just shooting video. So, yeah, 10 minutes or 12 minutes of video, yeah, probably between the travel time, the shooting time, the editing time, yeah, you could easily be looking at 8 hours if you want to include all the travel time and everything. I think that's probably a reasonable statement. It's incredibly time consuming, and it's not near as time consuming as movie production. Movie production, you might spend 3, 4 hours on a setup for 90 seconds worth of video. So, yeah, this is very time consuming. It's very costly. But again, you do it because you believe in it. So anyway, that I hope answers all your questions. Everybody else, I want to be sure, go down and check in the link in the description for DIY Travel Show. Guys are just getting a start on this. They got some great stuff. Some of it's kind of funny. They do a little humor in there. And they're traveling some pretty cool places. They've been here to DC, and they've been to the Great Wall of China. They've been to Machu Picchu. Cool stuff. So definitely check them out. And that's all the questions we have this week, folks. So please send in your questions. If you want to keep this going, if you're enjoying this, if you have some particular topic that you'd like me to talk about in general, I would certainly be happy to do that. If there's, something going on in the United States that you'd like me to weigh in on, and I'll definitely consider it. So please do that. If you haven't already, please pick subscribe and come along for the adventure. We love having you with us. I love hearing from everybody. So, please just stop in and say hi in the comments. If nothing else, I'm always glad to hear from everybody. And as always, thank you for watching.